Hello. How you guys doing? Hold on. Let me I gotta wait for people to come in here. I'm gonna talk to myself. While I'm waiting, I'm using Restream. It's something new. I've had it for a few weeks, but I've been trying to figure it out. I was able to figure out how to upload a the intro, so I got that going. So let me let me put it on subscriber mode only. And wait, first, sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Let me see if I can mute this for a minute so I can call my husband. I had to mute for a minute to tell my husband, crap, I didn't grab my phone. Could you grab my phone? How you guys doing? Is my mama in here? She's not here today. She was here all day, so she want to go home. Can't blame her. So I don't know if she's coming or not. And I don't really know so much how this chat works. I know I can put it up on here too if I wanted. Hey Diane, how you doing? How are you? So listen. Wait, before I tell you this is freaking hysterical. But hold on. Let me go onto YouTube so I can put it on subscriber mode only for 5 minutes or whatever, just so we can keep the little spammers out of here. So, does the background look okay? I'll find. This is what came with StreamYard. Eventually, I'll find one that looks cool. I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't know what I'm doing. You all know this. How you guys doing tonight? So tonight we're gonna I'll see if I could talk and do something at the same time. It's kind of hard for me. So tonight, Nessie's gonna do a rewatch because I think she's sleeping. But I tried to. I had trouble finding some good ones. I did get one. It's a. I got two videos for us to watch. One is about I think like the 15 most haunted castles. I think it is, and the other one is a castle that an investigation went on. I was half listening to it when I picked it, so it'll kind of be new for me too. If you don't see it, no, Brett. I desperately need it because I got to see the chat. All right. I want to try to. I know when I leave it on silent, so I can't even call it because I forget to turn it off when I'm at work, and I don't want to um, have it go off because that would be embarrassing. The office is so quiet, so I just leave it on silent. All right. I think I remember how to do this. So this should be pretty quick this time. Edit, customization. Yep, there we go. Yay, I think I got it. I think I did it, and I did it quickly this time. Let's see. Let's see if it worked. I don't know. Did a little thing come up saying that it's subscriber mode for 5 minutes? Can you guys let me know? Because I don't have my cell phone to see the chat. Ooh, Diane had. Oh, yummy. Sharon, she's saying to Diane, I made steak rice with red beans and avocado. Ooh, that's a nice dinner. It is way too hot to cook here, so I had leftover ham, and I'm like, y'all make yourself a sandwich. I did make some ham salad for myself. Nobody else eats it. Cinnamon. Oh my God, are you in here? I see them saying hi to you, but I don't see you in the chat. So it's nice to see. I haven't seen you in forever. I'm like, oh, maybe she's not coming back anymore. I haven't seen you in so long. Hey, PJ. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Glenda. So if I don't say hi to you, don't take offense to it. I don't have my phone, and I don't. I always miss messages. Like you said hi to Cinnamon, and I didn't see her on here. Hey, Lucy, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Kumquat, how you doing, honey? What did you say? Kumquat Shelly. It's a fruit. My husband's a verb. He's like, what'd you say? Rhonda, I'm live. You're calling me. All right, hold on. Hello? Yeah, Rob found it for me. It's on silent. It's on silent, so if you called me, I wouldn't have heard it ringing. Yeah, I don't know where it was. Where'd you find it? I can't tell you. He can't tell me. I probably left it in the bathroom. That's probably what I did. All right. Okay. All right, bye. Thank you, Rhonda. I'm frozen. Uh-oh. They're saying I'm frozen. Am I still frozen? Can you guys hear me? You've got to be kidding me. Did I have this problem last time at Restream too? I think I did. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, maybe not. Y'all, this happened last time and I had to restart it all over again. Remember this? Hopefully I'm still not frozen. This happened last time and I had to restart it. Oh, maybe not. Remember this? Okay. Not anymore. Y'all, give me a heart attack for a minute. All right. I think everything's all set. Do I have my glasses so I can see your all chat? Yeah, so we're going to do castles tonight. It's kind of toned down. It'll be a simple live. Listen, I got to tell you, it is 98 degrees right now and it's 6:30. Keep it. You can keep that weather. Listen, Rhonda, you'll understand. The apple does not fall far from the tree in this house. Tell me this is not my daughter. Mama, tell me this ain't our family. Amy. I wish she was out here right now so I can pick on her a little bit. She bought some lemons because she does everything she sees on TikTok, right? Mom, do you want some lemon water? Yes, I do. I like the lemon water. I have lemons in the house, but she went and bought her own. She's so proud of herself. Oops, I dropped my phone. She's so proud of herself that she makes her own money. So I go and hop in a shower. So when my hair is all wet, it's hot and sticky. So I go and hop in a shower and I come back to start this. And I see she was really nice and made me a cup of lemon water. I drink it. I'm like, wow, doesn't really taste very lemony, just a very hint. How much lemon she put in there? I went to go see. All right, hold on. She put a big chunk of ice in here because I had to move this to see it. Oh, now it's not going to come up and I'm going to make a mess. Oh my God, I just dug my hand in the ice the whole time for no reason. All I seen was this bobbing in there and I thought it was a whole lemon and I was going to make fun of her. Never mind. Never mind. I just made a big mess to make fun of myself. All right. Never mind. See, I told you the apple don't fall from the tree. We're all a bunch of airheads. Look what I just did. I am going to squeeze some of this lemon, though, just so I can taste this. All right. How you guys do? It seems very awkward to me that somebody's not sitting on the other side of me because I truly feel like I'm talking to myself. It feels very weird to me. Almost uncomfortable. Like you're standing in front of the class giving a report and everybody's staring at you. That's what it feels like. Am I still frozen? See, this chat is not being very good. It didn't update the chat. It's a good thing I have this phone. This chat doesn't work very good. Maybe I can put it up here where this chat is. So now, okay, it still says on the StreamYard end what Glenda said when she said I was frozen. That's the last thing that popped up on there. It's kind of malarkey. I kind of like StreamYard because I can do a couple more things in here than I can. Restream. This is Restream. Um, you could do a little bit more than StreamYard, but StreamYard is cheaper, and I'm not having as much problem with freezing and stuff. I mean, at least I can see chat. Mm, I can't see these chats for nothing. I can't even highlight this. Maybe if I do this, it'll get it to go back to where it's supposed to be. Nope, it's still not showing chat. Oh, that means I can't highlight none of your comments or nothing. That means I'm definitely gonna have to keep my glasses on so I can see. And then I have to go like this to see. Oh my god. Every time. Every time. Maybe eventually I'll get this restream right. But I do not understand why. Maybe if I type a message in here, maybe that'll fix it. Why this is still frozen. Oh, it's not even gonna let me. What if I put the chat overlay up? Can I see it then? Comments will display when they appear. Crap. And it's not working. There you go. It is what it is. What am I going to do? Let me try this. Hi. Oh well. It is what it is. It's okay. It'll just have to give me a minute to figure out these videos. All right. So I think the first video we're going to do is I think it's the 15 most haunted castles. Okay. And then, oh, my husband's in here. So I think we're going to do the 15 most haunted. I think it's 15, or that's 10 most haunted castles in the world. And then I got one for Scotland that somebody's doing an investigation in. I know it's so quiet in here. Listen, it's so quiet in here. It feels awkward to me. Like usually when it's loud, I'm like, oh my God, are these people, please? This is embarrassing. You know, like, oh my God, my family's insane. And now that it's quiet, it feels awkward. It feels very awkward. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know what to do. I'm not used to quiet. I am not used to quiet. Oh, you guys are too much. All right. Oh, now I see Cinnamon. Hey, sweetheart. How you doing? Cinnamon, I have not seen you here in so long that I didn't think you were ever coming back. Look, where's Cinnamon? I thought about it a few times. I'm like, I don't even know how to get a hold of her. All right. I'm so thirsty. No, once you drink the lemon water, it seems to make you more thirsty, which is good because I never drink enough. Yeah, and especially once I have to talk to people, it feels awkward. I feel like, ugh, I don't know. You can tell we can't really see. Like I'm really fidgety right now. I'm trying to get this top off of here because I can't really get a good enough sip. Well, I am so thirsty. I did? Oh my God, I completely forgot. Hold on, let me give you your wrench back. I really took it because I thought I haven't seen you in forever. Cinnamon, can you make a comment, please? I just got rid of about, I don't know, 10 wrenches today. Not because I dislike anybody, because it actually is everybody I really like, so I feel guilty for it. But I'm like, I need to find some more mods that are going to be on here. Because look, I don't have any. I have If you see, well, you guys can see, I have no mods. I have no mods. Oh, Kumquat Kelly's in here. But I know she's taking care of her papa. But I just see in here like I don't have nobody in here. And mostly at evening, I don't have people in here, so I'm always worried something mess up's gonna happen and I'm not gonna see it right away. Oh, you like ginger lemon honey tea? I do too, actually. This is just lemon water. Good. I'm glad you're free right now. Is your dad sleeping? I know sometimes some will have a harder time in the evening. Yeah, got to have good bonds, absolutely. So I'm trying to find people that are willing to stick around to bond because sometimes my lives are quite long, you know. And Celica and Nessie are really good. Like one day Nessie was like apologizing. I'm sorry I wasn't on to mod. I'm like, dude, like you have a life. Go have fun. You know what I'm saying? Your job is not, I'm not paying you to do this. Fun, having fun, and the outside real world is way more important than sitting in front of your phone or the TV, right? Mm. Yogi teas? I've never heard of yogi teas. I know, honey. That's your papa. You do anything for your family. Family is number one priority above everything else. Family definitely number one. All right. So now that we got everything situated, I'm going to start playing this video and then we'll talk about it afterwards. I hope you guys have more experiences. And I didn't even think ahead of time because I know some people um, live, like Nessie lives in Scotland. And I think she sent me a video when she first mentioned it like a month or two ago. But we chatted a lot, so I couldn't find it. But I'm like, I should have questioned her more and see if she had ideas for me for places to start. So all I did was just find a couple videos and we'll go by that. I wish I talked to somebody, you know, because I love to hear about other cultures and countries and what they have around there. And I didn't think. So my next live, remember I said what my next live is going to be? It is going to be near-death experiences. I think that'd be interesting and cool topic and get you guys' viewpoints on that. That's something I want to work on now. This is something like simple and quick that we can just hang out, chat, and watch a video. So if you guys have any ideas for other videos beyond this, let me know and message me them because I'm forgetful. I'm forgetful. All right. Let me see if I can remember how to do it here on Restream. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. Wait, maybe I'm doing it in the wrong area. Add a source. Video storage, local video. Oh no. Showing your presentation to viewers, share a video from a Restream storage, play royalty free music, bring a stream to. Alright. I did this before, now I don't remember what the heck I did. Start screen sharing. All right, let's see. All right. I think this is it. All right, you guys. Oh, I got to try to mute. If there's any problems, please write it in the comments so I know. Oh, I look absolutely ridiculous sitting down here like this reading, don't I? So just let me know if it doesn't play. I forget to mute something. So, but this is the 15 most haunted castles on Earth. Oh, hit mute first, then share. Hit share, then restream. All right, let's try this. How can I make this? Ta-da! I don't want me on there though. Is there a way I can do it when I'm not on here? Just because I want to have a cigarette, I don't want y'all seeing me smoke. All right. I guess this is what it is. Alrighty. Very cool. I'm going to enlarge this. Did I hit mute?
Suggests seeking out Dalhousie Castle, historically controlled by the chieftains of House Ramsay. It was built all the way back in the 13th century and has since become a hotel and event venue. Yet we advise against staying the night, as the castle is known to be the stomping ground of two ghosts. The first is Sir Alexander Ramsay, and he was a knight who was captured and starved to death in a nearby castle, and while he didn't die at Dalhousie, he seemed to have returned in order to roam the halls. Another notable ghoul is the Grey Lady, believed to be the ghost of a 16-year-old heartbroken Lady Catherine. She's often spotted wandering around the towers and downstairs corridors looking for her lost love. And while both ghosts aren't known to be especially mischievous, we would still avoid sleeping here if possible. Number 14. While most castles stand unsupported, Pregan certainly spins that narrative. Nestled into a mountain near the Italian and Slovenian border, it was first built in 1272 and became the site of quite a bit of drama in the early 1500s. You see, a knight by the name of Erasmus Luke had owned the castle, yet he got into some serious trouble. He killed a commander of the Holy Roman Empire's imperial army. This caused him to retreat back to his castle, where after pulling off some robberies, he was besieged. However, unbeknownst to his enemies, the caves that the castle was attached to allowed him to funnel up food and water to his pantries. Yet despite having this lifeline, he was eventually killed by one of his own men. Ever since this betrayal, he has been periodically sighted wandering around the castle. Number 13. Vergard Castle. If you ever happen to travel to northern Denmark, then Vergard Castle is a beautiful spot to visit. Built in 1481, it's surrounded by a very large moat and is renowned for its stately architecture. Yet beyond this, it holds a very sinister spirit. You see, it was originally the house of a Dutch noblewoman, Ingeborg Skiel. Despite being quite charitable, she was viewed with suspicion by many in her town. She managed the estate despite being a woman, which was rather strange at the time. Perception is not helped by the fact that she was apparently a murderer, and she reportedly killed the architect that designed her moat, so they couldn't build a similar one ever again. Yet regardless of whether or not this is true, she still reportedly roams the halls and can still be seen at night to this very day. Number 12. The Castle of Good Hope. While most of the castles on this list were once the princely estates of the upper echelon of European society, the Castle of Good Hope is an example of an especially impressive colonial castle. Completed in Cape Town by the Dutch East India Company in 1679, it is the oldest building in South Africa, and has served both as a prison and a fortress over the years. As such, it shouldn't come as a surprise that some spooky occurrences have occurred there. One of the most infamous spots is the bell tower, as a soldier once committed suicide there by hanging himself from the bell rope. Ever since, the bell has occasionally been rung without any human assistance. A black dog is also known to haunt the grounds, and he's been seen running up to visitors only to disappear shortly after. As a final note, a ghostly noblewoman by the name of Lady Anne Barnard has appeared on several occasions, and she supposedly only shows up when distinguished guests are in the building. Thus, if you'd like to see some spirits, then you may want to pay a visit to the Castle of Good Hope. Number 11. Bungar Fort. Indian country that's known for its beautiful architecture, and Bungar Fort certainly ranks among its most interesting buildings. Built in the 17th century in the Indian region of Rajasthan, it is an imposing building that became a popular tourist attraction in recent years. Yet its true claim to fame are the legends that surround it. The most well-known is the story of a king named Mando Singh, who built the Bungar Fort with the permission of an ascetic named Balanath. However, his one condition was that the shadow of the fort must never fall upon the home of the ascetic. But as fate would have it, Mando Singh ended up making it large enough so the fort shadow would pass over Balanath's home. This caused the ascetic to place a curse on it, and ever since the past have haunted the Bungar's Fort corridors. Number 10. Charleville Castle. If you ever get the chance to go to Ireland, then you may want to pay Charleville Castle a visit. Located near the village of Tullamore, it was originally built as a holiday residence by the first Earl of Charleville, and is easily one of the most elegant vacation homes out there. However, what makes this castle stand out is not its beauty, but its ghost. You see, on April 3rd of 1861, Lady Harriet Bury, who was the daughter of the 3rd Earl of Charleville, was sent to the nursery on the top floor so she could wash her hands. However, on the way down, the 7-year-old tried to slide down the banister, and this move turned fatal when she lost her balance and fell 2 stories down on the stone floor below. She supposedly now haunts the castle, and has been known to bang doors and sing as she runs through the halls. Thus, while she may be a friendly ghost, we'd still say that Charleville would be a pretty spooky place to visit. Number 9. Casa Loma. If you happen to hail from Toronto, the chances are you've heard of Casa Loma. This massive Gothic-style mansion is located mid-town and was completed in 1914 for the modern equivalent of about $110 million. It was originally owned by wealthy financier Sir Henry Pillatt and his wife Mary. However, due to the property taxes on the house being raised from $600 a year to $1,000 a month soon after they moved in, Pillatt was forced to leave the home in 1923. Yet despite his untimely eviction, the couple and their servants are still seen on the ground to Miss Lady. She was a serving woman who died of influenza in the early 1900s. Nowadays, she's often spotted by cafeteria staff as they clean up at the end of it. Sir Henry has also been seen roaming Casa Loma, reminiscing about what used to be his home. Yet perhaps elusive spirit is his wife Mary, who's been known to tamper with tapes and cameras when her place. So we think you would agree that while Casa Loma may be a cool place to visit during the daytime, it may not be the best place to stay at for night.
We are constantly adding more people to the Top 5's production team to bring you best content. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on and hit the like button.
Number 8. Hoska Castle. Put simply, Hoska Castle is extremely strange. It's built for nobles to live in. Local lore has that Hoska Castle was made to house demons. Now we'll admit that
So, did you guys see which ones are your favorite castles so far? I really like that one in Ireland, but I just seen the next one coming up. They said something about a demon. Did you hear that? When I went to go hit end to see what you guys think of these castles so far, and well, after these castles that I think one of them that were in here ended up being in the video I'm doing next when I'm doing an investigation. The only thing is, I was trying really hard to find a video that had an actual paranormal experience, but I couldn't find any. It's more their own personal experience that I had. Has any of you guys ever been to a castle before? I never have. I would love to, and I think that's most people's dreams. Everybody always wanted to go to a castle, especially when they're little. You know, at least I did. Maybe that was just me. Maybe it was just me, but I've always wanted to go to a castle. And we live in the United States. They don't really have castles around here. They have a couple that people had built to replicate castles in other countries, but our history is not as old as other cultures, so we don't have some of that great history that other people have. We do still have some great, amazing history. Castles is not so much one of them. Yeah, I would love to go to a castle. All right, let's continue on. They said something about a devil in the next one. We're just about to start when I stopped it.
This may seem a little strange, yet there is some evidence out there to support this claim. You see, it was built with no sources of water, no kitchens, no fortifications, and housed no occupants at the time of its completion. It's also located in an isolated area filled with swamps, forests, and mountains, meaning that it's nowhere near any well-known trade routes. As such, many locals believe that it was built to house a bottomless pit. Known as the Gateway to Hell, the pit was reportedly the site of many occult occurrences, as many demonic creatures apparently emerged from its depths at night. A chapel was built directly over it, and seems to cater to these creatures due to the depictions of demons and strange animals that cover its walls. Yet despite the chapel's presence, screams and scratches are often heard below the chapel floors, and ghosts are known to wander the halls at night. This is made worse by the fact that the Nazis were known to have used the castle to conduct occult experiments, leading them to supposedly attempting to harness the powers of hell. So we think it's fair to say that Hoska Castle isn't exactly a destination at the top of most people's bucket lists. Number 7. Moosham Castle. Few castles have had a history quite as turbulent as Moosham. Built on the ruins of an old Roman fortress in 1191, it had a part to play in several major wars, as it either housed soldiers or was a battle site in the German Peasants' War, the Crusades, the Austrian-Hungarian War, and even the Flemish Revolts. However, its real claim to fame is the fact that between 1675 and 1690, it was the administrative center for a massive local witch hunt. Now, it is without question that this witch hunt was extremely biased, as of the 139 people murdered, all but 2 were beggars, and strangely enough, almost every supposed witch was male. Regardless, thanks to all the wars and witch hunts, many spirits have been able to accumulate in the castle. This has meant that visitors often hear banging sounds and footfalls, see white mists floating in the air, and sometimes even feel someone's breath on them. As such, Moosham Castle is considered to be one of Austria's most haunted buildings. Number 6. Poppy Castle. Tuscany is known to be a land of rolling hills, scenic villages, and world-class wineries. Yet, within the region, one can find Poppy Castle, which, while beautiful, is unfortunately known to be haunted. Now, the castle was built in the mid-12th century, and was the site of many regional battles between 2 local factions, known as the Ghibellines and the Guelphs. And while these battles were quite important, the castle has also gained quite the occult following due to the activities of a certain Lady Matilda. The story goes that she was widely considered to be the most beautiful girl in the area, yet was forcibly married to an old man who was the lord of the castle. As such, she would frequently invite young men from the village to do chores around the castle, and then would sleep with them once they were done. In order to avoid rumors of her adultery from circulating, she would force her lovers to escape via a secret tunnel. However, the tunnel was in fact trap-filled with spikes and sharp blades and would therefore quickly impale her victims. And while Matilda was eventually caught and killed by the locals, her beautiful figure can still be seen there today, prowling the halls and calling out to visitors in a seductive voice. Number 5. Kelly.
Do you guys notice a theme here? That last one kind of cracked me up, but do you guys notice a theme here? Which makes sense. Do you notice that most of the hauntings on all these castles, a battle took place? And that makes sense why they would be haunted. It's because that was a lot of stress, a lot of energy that was left behind. Of course, that would be haunted. It was a lot of traumatic experience there. But if you notice, it seems like most haunted places that are really well known, something tragic had happened there, and it really left that imprint. That's just a little thing I happened to notice while we were watching. Let's continue.
Castle. Malaysia certainly isn't home to too many castles, yet one of its most famous also happens to be haunted, known as Kelly's Castle. It was once the property of a certain William Kelly Smith. He was a civil engineer who traveled to Malaysia in order to get rich, and after many years of failed businesses, he became very wealthy thanks to his investments in rubber plantations. This incited him to build a massive mansion for both him and his family back in Scotland, with the idea being that it would be the largest building in all of Malaysia. However, these plans got cut short when William died of pneumonia while purchasing an elevator in the Portuguese capital of Lisbon, causing his family to sell the uncompleted home and remain in Scotland. The new owners never bothered to finish construction, and thus the castle still stands uncompleted to this day. Yet despite this, the castle is known to be the site of some spooky occurrences. That's because there have been multiple reports of ghostly figures being seen through windows, and some even
Can you guys see that? I wonder what that is in there. Does it look? I'm going to put my glasses on and look up close. I wonder if that's actually it don't really look like a spirit behind there. It kind of looks like what do you call it? It kind of looks like they took a picture, but there's something in a distance that made it look like a spirit behind there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that really doesn't really look like a spirit too much to me. I got excited. Oh, did somebody actually capture a ghost? If you look up really close, I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know really what's on the other side of that wall there, that window. All right.
claim to have seen William's daughter in the bedrooms. However, given that they died thousands of kilometers away, many don't believe that the ghosts of the Kellys can be found there. Instead, most point a finger at Tamil workers who died of Spanish flu during the building's construction. More ominously, there are some that even say that the site is haunted by the victims of the Japanese, who reportedly used the site to carry out tortures and executions during World War II. Regardless, we think it's fair to say that Kelly Castle is nothing if not ominous. Number 4. Elt's Castle. Of all castles on this list, the ghost that haunts Elt's Castle is the most unconventional. Located in central Germany, it was built in the 9th century and is considered to be so iconic that it even featured on the West German 500 Deutsche Mark note from 1965 until 1992. Yet beyond its stunning architecture, it is the ghost of Agnes Eltz that makes it stand apart. Legend has it that Agnes had been courted by a knight of the Braunsberg family, but soon found that he was not to her liking. And despite this, he continued to court her, and it got to the point that he forcibly kissed her at a dance. This caused Agnes to promptly slap him in the face, causing Braunsberg to flee in shame. At this point, the Eltzes assumed that the Braunsberg would attack the castle out of vengeance, and thus defended the castle for weeks. Yet when no attack came, the Eltz men left for a hunting trip, and this prompted the Braunsbergs to launch an attack. When Agnes realized what was happening, she dressed out in her brother's armor and went down to the castle gates, where she went head-to-head with Braunsberg. The scorned knight promptly killed her, yet at the battle's end he realized what he had done and fled from the castle in horror. To this day, Agnes can still be seen running through the halls in her brother's armor. On the other hand, Braunsberg is sometimes seen waiting outside the castle, still hoping that Agnes will forgive him and agree to be his wife. Therefore, if you'd like to see the location of this incredible story and give the castle a visit, then you can take a tour between the months of April and October. Number 3. Leap Castle. Medieval Ireland truly was a rather violent place, as the various clans that lived there would often clash in a rather gruesome fashion. This has made many of the castles on the island haunted, and Leap Castle is no exception. Built around the year 1250 in central Ireland, it was the dwelling place of the O'Carroll clan. They had a reputation for being especially brutal, as they would not hesitate to kill both enemies and fellow family members in the quest for power. This has made Leap Castle pretty problematic, as the spirits of many of those killed there remain in the castle's halls to this day. While many ghosts are known to reside in Leap Castle, the Bloody Chapel is one of their main stomping grounds. Yet of all the spirits that have been seen there, the O'Carroll priest is the most infamous. After the death of Mulrooney O'Carroll in 1532, a fierce power struggle developed between the remaining O'Carroll brothers over who would be the next chieftain. One of these brothers happened to be a priest, and so when the priest began a mass before waiting for all of his family members to attend, one of the brothers stabbed him in the chest, killing him on the spot. To this day, the priest still haunts the chapel. Yet the most infamous room in the castle is the so-called Murder Hole Room, the site of many of the murders within the castle. It was a dungeon like no other. That's because it was designed so that prisoners would fall through a trap door and have their lungs punctured by wooden spikes on the ground. Thus, given that 3 cartloads of skeletons were found within its depths, it's no wonder that many have remained as spirits within the castle. Number 2. Chillingham Castle. If you want to visit a castle that will send chills down your spine, then Chillingham is the place for you. Located in the northern English county of Northumberland, it was originally built in the late 12th century as a monastery. However, due to being very close to the border between England and Scotland, it was soon converted into a castle and served as a staging ground for several English and Scottish invasions. Yet once wars between the two nations ceased, the castle was converted into a more elegant abode, and now serves as a stately hotel. However, despite Chillingham Castle appearing to be pretty from the outside, we'd still suggest not staying the night. That's because it is reportedly one of the most haunted castles in England, and for good reason. After all, it's home to a host of different spirits, yet there are 2 that stand out in particular. The first is the Radiant Boy, who would often be seen in the castle's pink room shrieking at a stroke of midnight. The cries always seem to come from a specific spot in the wall, and once the shrieks faded, a figure of a young boy dressed in blue would appear. Eventually, the owners decided to open up this section of the wall, and it was there that they found the bones of a child surrounded by decaying fragments of blue cloth. After being given a Christian burial, the Radiant Boy apparently disappeared for quite some time. However, once guests began to sleep in the room, blue flashes of light began to reappear. The second is the spirit of Lady Berkeley, the wife of a certain Lord Grey. She was left abandoned with their baby daughter when her husband ran off with her own sister. To this day, she'd still be heard calling for her husband in the corridors, leaving a cold chill wherever she goes. Number 1. Edinburgh Castle. If you happen to hail from Scotland, then chances are you've heard of Edinburgh Castle. After all, the building dominates the city skyline and was apparently built all the way back in the 12th century. As you might imagine, its grandeur and location has made it a central fortress in several Scotch battles, with some of the most prominent being the Wars of Scottish Independence in the 14th century and the Jacobite Uprising of 1745. In fact, these battles were so frequent that it reportedly underwent 26 sieges in its 1100-year-old history, making it one of the most attacked places in the entire world. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that quite a few spirits haunt the premises. One of the most famous is that of a young piper. That's because after some tunnels were found below the castle a few hundred years ago, he decided to explore them and played his bagpipes along the way so that people above ground would hear where he was. However, after he got about halfway, the music stopped, and when rescuers were sent to find him, he had reportedly vanished without a trace. Yet it appears that he never really did leave, as the music from his bagpipes can still be heard wafting through the tunnels today. Beyond the piper, the castle is also haunted by many military men. One of the most notable of these is the Headless Drummer Boy, who supposedly began making appearances in 1650. While not much is known about him, his drumming is often heard from the battlements, and apparently the sight of him is a forewarning that danger was to come upon the castle. To top this off, the castle's dungeons are also known to be spiritually active, as they're home to many soldiers who were captured in the wars against the English. So it goes without saying that this castle truly has a wide array of ghostly figures.
Watch our scary playlist for more top 15 videos about scary subjects.
All right, I was just starting to read this. So I stayed, this is what Diane Gardner said. I stayed on the Queen Mary a few years back. It's supposed to be haunted. We saw nothing, so after a few glasses of wine, we put our bed sheets on and tried to scare people. We were laughing so hard. Oh my God, you cracked me up.
American Scots.
All right, I'm going to try to take this one off now. that one cracked me up. I'm not going to lie. That was funny. That was funny. That was good, Diane. I'm sure it was so much fun. You made fun out of it. You know what I'm saying? You guys, so you didn't get creeped out, hear noise, nothing? Like nothing at all? That's so funny. That's so funny. There were some cool castles in there. I was like, oh my God, I want to go see one of those castles so bad. Some of them are just absolutely gorgeous. The history inside of it. What? I gotta put my glasses on. I can't see what Glenda said. Diane, right on. My high school sweetheart used to run around on his youngsters. Really, Cinnamon. Done hair is too much sometimes. Oh, Glenda, that's because you got beautiful hair. You have the thickest hair. I can't even imagine because I know my hair is thinner than it was when I was younger. I can only imagine how thick your hair was when you were little. It had to have been unbelievably thick. Yeah, there were some cool castles. Oh, it makes me want to go to one so bad. I wish I had the money to travel. I'm not even kidding you. My foot is absolutely driving me nuts right now. You guys probably seen me itching it. I got poison ivy right on top of my foot, and I don't even know how I got it. I got it pretty bad in that one foot. Just one foot. Not even sure how I got it. All I could think of is last weekend we went to the beach, and I'm like, where the hell could I have gotten poison ivy? Well, I went out on a what the hell do you call it? A boat thingy, rowboat, little boat. I don't know. Scared the hell out of me. I went around one big circle and came right back. I don't know why the hell they put me in front. I think they said to even out the weight, and I look fatter than my husband, right? Well, my husband weighs more than me, so they put me in the front, and the thing is rocking, and it scared the crap out of me. I wouldn't let him touch the oars, nothing. I'm like, don't touch nothing. I'll do it all. Because any little move, I'm like, don't move, don't move. I thought the thing was going to tip. So I rode us in one big, huge circle right back. Oh, Cinnamon says she lived in the south gate of the Ingle Rock as teens. I'm from Wyoming originally. Oh my God. Oh my God. How exciting. Never point. All right, so I know this is off the topic. I got to tell you how bad I'm allergic to poison ivy. All right, this is very disgusting. I get it every year. I get it a couple times a year. Oh crap! Hold on, I got to plug in my laptop. I forgot. I get poison ivy every year, a couple times a year, and I get it because you guys can still hear me. I got a big mouth. I get it up at our church when I do the weed whacking and stuff. So I'm gonna get it, and I weed whack by the roadway because our parking lot is not very big. So I weed whack by the roadway on the side of the road while I mow the lawn down there and weed whack some of it. But then that way, when people park and they have to instead of stepping in the road, they can go onto the grass where the poison ivy was. So I get rid of it for them. So I get it a couple times a year, but I'm very cautious to make sure I don't get it bad. Well, if I'm in direct contact with it, I get it so bad it oozes. Like it's freaking disgusting. Like I have a really faint scar going right here because growing up our church looked like vines. And I said to them, I think that's poison ivy. No, poison ivy's on the ground. It don't grow up. Poison ivy, it's a vine. It grows up. Ivy grows up. But anyways, so while there, somebody else, one of the reverends at the time, was pulling the poison ivy and handing it to me, and dumb me has my hand out like this, letting it just gather there. It was disgusting. I couldn't bend my arm for 2 weeks. Another time, I sat in it, all right, and my husband's cousin walks by. We're getting ready for fireman's parade. They're both in the parade, right? So my husband's cousin walks by. He's like, "You do realize you're sitting in poison ivy, right?" I was like, "What?" I got it between my legs. It was the worst couple weeks of my life. And when I say I get it like it's really thick, and it's like when I had it on my arm, it was really thick. It's very disgusting, and it just drains and drains and drains. So for like 2 weeks, I had to stay on my couch with fresh blankets and towels between my legs because I couldn't move. I could not move. I couldn't get dressed. Nothing. It was absolutely horrendous. I get it so bad. But anyways, off topic. Eagle Rock is right outside of Glendale, up there off of Colorado Boulevard, then Southgate down in East LA, Long Beach, and Firestone. I never heard these places. Yeah, see, my 13-year-old walks by and breaks out. My husband is highly allergic to it as well. Oh, 13 acres with it scattered about. Fun times. Yeah, exactly. So when I was in elementary school, walking by the river, I was across the street from the river. Every year, just walking home, I would end up with it. And my eyes would swell up and my hands would swell up, but my eyes would swell up to their shut. And that's because it was in the air. Every year, every single year. So maybe this is TMI. One time, um, my husband was doing yard work, comes inside as a joke for lunch, grabs my boob. Guess where I had it? Disgusting for 2 weeks. One boob. It was horrendous. Horrendous and disgusting. Oh, that was horrible. I wasn't going to bring that up, but oh well, ain't that big of a deal. So, anyhow, so that was about the haunted castles and my poison ivy and my unmentionables. Y'all know way too much about me now than you probably needed to. So the next video I have is about the next video I have is a haunted place. I forgot which castle it is in Scotland, and I guess they did it on Halloween night. This one I was listening to a little while ago when I was hopping in the shower. It's one I had saved to put off to the side. I'm like, well, just to make sure I want to use this one, let me listen to it. Well, I have ADHD and I was taking a shower, even though it was playing in the background. Honestly, how much you think I paid attention? So I seen it, but not all of it. Yeah, you probably watched some of these. I know some of those stories I've heard before. I know for a fact I have a long time ago and longer versions of them, but I don't really remember. Especially that one in Scotland that they just played. Yeah, same thing, kumquat. And the thing is, I'm really not afraid, if that makes sense. Like I used to be, but not so much. Sometimes I'm afraid of the idea, the creepiness of it, but not actually afraid of the spirit part of it, if that makes sense. Like people are like, oh my God, I'm afraid of the spirit. And I'm like, but they're all around us. They're always there, you know. Or my house is haunted. Every house is haunted. You just happen to notice it there for whatever reason. It's probably family. We've done quite a few investigations when we didn't find anything, and I know it was family trying to get a touch with them and a hold of them. It wasn't really actually that house per se, you know. And then I'm like, you ever have other experiences? They're like, no. They're like, but when I was a kid, blah blah blah. So you have had other experiences. You just, you know, more in tune with it now. Yeah, your shadow's still hanging about. Is he a friend or foe? Your shadow. My daughter has spirit in her bedroom too. She was afraid of him until I told her to talk with him. And I explained this to you guys before, and now she says she made friends with him. That's right, land can be haunted. So even if somebody's like, but I got a new house, I don't know why it's haunted, you know, or it can't be haunted. It's a new house. The land's not new. The land's been there long before we were and long before our ancestors. A friend, you guess. Yeah. You can tell if it's a friend or foe. Or sometimes people think, oh, my house is haunted by something bad. I've had this happen a couple times. And come to find out it wasn't nothing evil there, it was just an asshole person. And to me, if you're an asshole alive, you're an asshole when you die. Because just because you're crossover doesn't mean you learn all your lessons as soon as you pass over. You know what I'm saying? Like you still got time to learn and you still have growth to do before you get reincarnated. That's my belief anyways, maybe not everybody else's. So to me, when you cross over, it takes a long time for acceptance and for growth. And just like we have to grow spiritually, here in our vessels, in our physical form. So do you in your spiritual form, because it's the same in spirit. We're just in a vessel. That's right, Rhonda. You built that house on that land, on their land. Exactly. Exactly. All right, so let's check out this next video, and then maybe we could talk some about our experiences or what we think that that we watched so far. And I'm really kind of excited. I'm not kidding. About trying to look up some stuff about people's experiences of near-death experiences. I think to me that's really intriguing, and I think it really tells us a lot to give us an idea on what it's going to be like when that our time passes and how it's like when we cross over. And if you notice, a lot of them will say they're not afraid anymore. You know what I'm saying? Once they have that experience. All right, let me find it. Let me make sure I get it all set so it's all ready. Why is it black? Let me play real quick. All right. Yep, this is it. All right. Let me make sure I sped it up before I start playing it. I don't want to get a copyright thing. I noticed if I don't know if I sped it up enough. And I tried to do this guy a little bit faster, but he already talks fast, so it was too fast to pay attention to. So I only sped it up very little. All right. Where are you? All right, here's StreamYard. Yo, I was getting ready to play it without even having it set up on the screen. All right. There we go. I'm such an airhead. Share screen. Let's enlarge this a tad bit. Ta-da!
Welcome to Halloween, and welcome to the Halloween special episode of the vlog.
Yeah, that's got windows out.
It's got windows that are busted. See that?
Oh my Jesus Christ. Did you hear that? That's like a dungeon back there. What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, definitely heard that. Yeah, let's go.
Wow, it's Halloween, and as you guys know, in Scotland we love a good ghost story. I've done lots of kind of ghosty type of videos on my channel. I went after ghosts. I've told you about ghost stories, I think. I'm going to tell you about ghost stories, and I generally like to talk about paranormal type of stuff and weird goings on. And it's not even necessarily about beliefs or anything and what I believe, it's just experiences that I have and the places that I take you, because Scotland is a mystical place. We have folklore, we have legend, and lots of scary tales in Scotland. In fact, one of our favourite things to do in Scotland is to tell people ghost stories as soon as they arrive. To put the willies up them. I've had friends that have come here, I've taken them on some of the ghost tours, and they literally did not sleep for like the whole 3 or 4 days that they stayed in Edinburgh. And in today's episode of the vlog, I thought I would take you on a bit of a tour of some of the most scary places I know of, or that I have been in Scotland. There are of course a lot more than the ones I'm going to list, but these are the places that I've actually vlogged about and I've actually been. So everybody, welcome, thank you very much for joining in on this Halloween special episode of the vlog. Cue scary music. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that big red subscribe button down below so you can keep in touch with all of my content from now on and join the clan. And the first story I'm going to tell you about, the first place, the first scary location in Scotland that I've been to, and I think it was actually probably one of my first ever vlogs on my channel, certainly the first 5 videos that I did on my channel, and I think a lot of you guys, because you've probably joined within the last year, you never saw that video. Yester Castle and Goblin Hawk. Yester Castle is an abandoned castle, a castle ruin in the woods near Gifford. There are no roads or even direct paths whatsoever to Yester Castle in Goblin Hawk. It is literally in the middle of some woods near Gifford. Just walking to this place is quite spooky. So Yester Castle was thought to have been built around 1267, the year 1267, by Hugo de Gifford, quite an important figure at that time. And he built an underground chamber next to that castle, or underneath the castle, which is known as Goblin Hawk. Let's go and have a look. I don't know if you can see anything, but it's pretty black in here. God, no, it's just here. We're almost there. Wow. Look at this place. Do you want to take a look at me so you can see the stairs right there? What a minute. This is really creepy. That tunnel of steps. George, breathe in the light. I seen a mist.
I see a mist as well. It's you breathing, Sean, yeah.
George, I'm not going any further.
Yeah, that's a bit in there, mate.
I'm not going down there. Was it a church? Or was it like a... What was it? A castle? Edinburgh Castle. It's a tall chimney up there. Floors there. Look at the roof. That roof is pretty cool. Let's get the hell out of here.
So, Sir Hugo de Gifford, who built this place and who spent a lot of time down in this Goblin Hawk, was said to be a very powerful necromancer and was known by his nickname, the Wizard of Yester, the Wizard of Yester Castle. This place is only about half an hour from Edinburgh. If you're staying in Edinburgh, you can actually go there yourself. And it was in the Goblin Hawk, down underneath this castle, in that chamber that I just showed you guys, that he was thought to practice his sorcery. I had to look up what a necromancer was, I didn't even know. But apparently somebody can talk to the dead. And to be honest with you, this dude sounds like somebody you wouldn't want to mess with. So if his spirit lingers in that place, stay the hell away from me, basically. But to be honest with you guys, having been to
I heard the guy said necromancer, so I'll explain to you guys. If you guys do not know what a necromancer is, I'll explain what he is. A necromancer is somebody who performs magic, but magic anyways. So they will do they'll do spells to get what they want in life. All right. Or to bring good or to heal or whatever the case may be. That's somebody who performs magic is a necromancer, okay? And they also will commune with their ancestors and the dead. All right. It's different than performing. It's just somebody who does just magic. So, like, example, me, I'm a pagan. So obviously I would do some kind of magic, all healing and love and light. But the thing is, we also do it based on a belief system, okay? It doesn't mean that people that do practice necromancy doesn't mean they're godless. Maybe they believe in a god. I don't know. Some do, some don't. But I do. I think the energy and love and magic comes from God. Like it's God's energy. And I just try to manifest that energy and manifest my goals and desires and dreams. Does that make sense? It's a little bit different. But anyhow.
Yester Castle and underneath Goblin Hawk 2 or 3 times now, I've never felt any kind of negative energy there. Of all the abandoned and scary places I've been to in Scotland, in the Goblin Hawk I felt a sense of tranquility and peace. If the Wizard of Yester is still haunting that place, he's never come to me. Okay guys, the next location I want to tell you about is Rosalind Castle. Now a lot of you guys will have heard of Rosalind Chapel. It is a world famous location thanks to the Da Vinci Code movie starring Tom Hanks. Rosalind Chapel is at the centre of a lot of kind of conspiracy theories about the Knights Templar and the Holy Grail. Right next to Rosalind Chapel, if any of you guys have ever visited the place, right next to it in the woods, probably about 100 metres or so away, but hidden in the woods in the valley, is Rosalind Castle. It is a very awesome looking castle. There's actually like a really creepy old bridge that goes over to it. It's a great location. If you're in Rosalind Chapel, you need to go and have a look at Rosalind Castle. You can't get in, it's private. I believe people live there, and I think you might actually be able to rent it out. Anyway, Rosalind Castle stands on top of this kind of big rock type of thing. It's a bizarre looking place, right? I have been there a few times having a look around, and the woods around Rosalind Castle are very, very creepy. I definitely felt a presence there. I got creeped out, had goosebumps, the whole lot, right? Now those woods are said to be haunted by a crazed dog, a war dog, a dog that was used for the purposes of war, and is now a ghost dog wandering the woods. And in fact, a lot of people have heard crazy howling and blood-curdling screams from those woods that are said to come from this haunted dog. It's a big black dog apparently, quite a few people have seen it. It's a local legend in Rosalind, the Rosalind ghost dog. And I definitely just felt so creepy in there, I did not like it. I've been there a couple of times for the vlog, it's scary as hell, walk around the woods, and it's just creepy, right? It is a creepy place, and I just didn't feel comfortable. I felt like somebody was watching me in there. This dog, right, was said to have been owned by an English knight that was used in battle during the Battle of Rosalind in 1303. A Scottish soldier slain this English knight, and the dog started to attack the soldier, so the dog got slain as well, and that is where this ghost dog is said to have originated. I mean, I've never actually heard any weird noises in there, I've not seen anything, but I felt creeped out in those woods. So, I'll just leave that to you. If any of you guys want to go and check it out in those woods next to Rosalind Castle, be my guest. Okay, number 3 in the most scary places I have been to in Scotland, and this isn't in any order by the way, because this one probably is the top of the list in terms of most scary places. The most creepy places I've been to is the Covenanters prison in Greyfriars Kirkyard in the centre of Edinburgh. I've been to this place lots of times, and I'm just going to show you some of the footage.
The floors in here are wet and slippery. Watch where you put your feet.
We have arrived in the Greyfriars Kirkyard.
In the last 12 years, we've had over 3,000 people knocked unconscious in this tomb. We call this tomb the Black Mausoleum. Before you go inside tonight, door, A little bit of advice, please do not stand directly at the back wall. In here we get areas called drenches. There are barometric fluctuations. If you find one, your ears will buzz, they will pop, your blood pressure will cascade, and chances are you'll faint.
That there behind me, I'm not sure how well you can see it, right, but right there behind me, that is the resting place of George Mackenzie and his family. Right, whether you believe legend or not, but George Mackenzie was a Lord Advocate and is said to be responsible for a lot of the deaths and torture of the Covenanters who were here in Edinburgh.
So there you go. Greyfriars Kirkyard, Covenanters Prison, the Mackenzie Poltergeist, an absolute favourite of the ghost storytellers in Edinburgh. But the thing that I really love about this story is the fact that it's real, right? If you come to Edinburgh and you consider doing any of these ghost tours, the things they're going to be telling you is real history. These characters really existed, this really happened, this rebellion of the Covenanters really happened, they were really kept in that prison, and they were really tortured by Mackenzie, and they were really killed. And Mackenzie died in Edinburgh and was buried in the Greyfriars Kirkyard, and his ghost is said to have haunted the place ever since. It is a dark, creepy, spooky place, and I just don't like it there. Okay, the next one on the list is a place that I have been to on this vlog a couple of times before. When I was with Moscow, aka the Wee Scottish Lass, another Scottish vlogger who has been on this channel many times, a good friend of mine, we have done a lot of kind of ghosty type of tours together. Bungar Hospital is an abandoned village, basically, very close to
I just want to say that I wish Nessie was here because it says I believe, and that looks like a Nessie. Queen Nessie would like his shirt. She would approve. I was watching him thinking that. I'm like, oh, I wish Nessie can see his shirt.
Livingston in the central belt of Scotland. The hospital operated for a number of years, and up until quite recently actually, I think it was the early 90s, it still operated. In fact, quite a lot of people were born there. It was basically a maternity ward. I believe it was run by nuns at some point. A long time ago, it was a place where people, and women especially, who were considered to be unstable or mentally unstable, were kept. Anyway, the place is now totally abandoned. I believe they're actually developing it into houses, right? But I managed to go there with Moscow, and we did a bit of a tour.
Right, that's it, there's a step there. Just need to watch out for, like, as long as there's no nails on the floor. Okay, be alright. This is the only light I've got, is on my phone.
Now let's move away from the window so people can see us.
There's no briefcase. Empty, obviously. Right. That's spooky, that thing hanging off the roof. There's like a hospital bed. Unbelievable. And this is like a trolley or something. How spooky is this place? Look at these light switches. Look, a staircase up there, but we're definitely not brave enough. Look at that. Okay, so look at the room. Wow. There's like old dishes and like lights and stuff lying around, and there's a poster of a Ferrari. That's absolutely crazy. Right, the most valuable thing in my possession at the moment is this torch. That's like an old retro bottle. There's like buttons inside these drawers. This is crazy.
Now this place isn't that creepy, to be honest, in terms of ghosts. I didn't feel like there was any kind of ghostly energy there, but it is creepy in the fact that the buildings are all so dark and a lot of the equipment, the hospital equipment's there, and you can just imagine it operating as a hospital where they kept people they deemed to be mentally unstable. This is like a horror film, and in fact they did actually film a couple of creepy movies there. Okay, number 5 on the list, the Edinburgh Underground Vaults. These definitely need to be on the list because they have just been the centre of ghost attention for a long time. They're said variously to be the most haunted place in Europe, the most haunted place in the world even. All I know is when you go down underground in Edinburgh into these vaults, you get really bad vibes. It is dark, it is dingy, it is cold, you hear a lot of noises, and I've toured these things a lot of times, and especially in the vlogs, and each time I went there I felt a dark presence. Basically, Edinburgh, hundreds of years ago, was not the rich place it is today. There was a lot of poor people who lived in the city centre. A lot of them were Irish immigrants or immigrants from other places and stuff, and they mostly lived underground because it was cheap to kind of get into these dank and dingy places, and a lot of bad stuff happened down there. Landlords who were unscrupulous, there was prostitution, and people got killed there a lot. And then there was a plague. A lot of people died in these underground places because of the plague. Some of Edinburgh was closed off during the plague, allowing the people who were trapped in these locations to just die. And again, when you go on the tours of these underground locations, the vaults, the stories that they tell you are of real people who existed and were known to either be bad or who were victims. Birkenhead, for example, operated in these types of locations. I've definitely heard some creepy noises down there that I couldn't explain. I actually caught a creepy noise in those vaults on the vlog.
I don't want to be so far in the corner. That's like a dungeon back there.
Every time we were here, someone came in there.
What's that?
Did you
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. Definitely heard that. Yeah, let's go.
I heard something there.
We're not hanging about. We're not hanging about.
If you like paranormal stuff, you want to be scared, and you want to just know about history about Edinburgh, do these tours. For those of you who have watched my vlogs in relation to Outlander stuff, I have been to Culloden, the battlefield, Culloden Moor, about 3 or 4 times now. It's become a bit of a theme in this vlog because of something that happened I'll tell you about in a second. But Culloden, right? The big battle that happened between the Jacobites, mostly made up of Scottish Highlanders, and then the British forces that were made up of troops from all over the UK. That was a definitive battle of the Jacobite rebellion, which ended up in the slaying of most of the Jacobite forces and the persecution of the Highland way of life thereafter. Thousands of Jacobite soldiers died there on that moor and then were buried in mass graves. The wounded were killed on sight, and it was just a really ugly, bloody battle, and the last pitched battle that ever took place on UK soil. Now here's the thing about Culloden Moor. As a Scotsman, I personally feel that the majority of the people who died there would genuinely be favourable to somebody like me. But a lot of the people who go there to like talk to the dead and whatever, people who are professionals and that type of stuff, they all mark massive presence on Culloden battlefield. And definitely when you go there, especially on one of those calm days when there's like mist hanging in the air, it is so eerie and you definitely feel a presence, whether or not you believe in ghosts. I know people who absolutely think ghosts and the paranormal is absolutely ludicrous, right? I'm kind of on the fence with that myself. But nonetheless, people like that have even told me they have felt a really eerie presence on Culloden Moor that they could not explain and they didn't like being there alone. So what does that tell you? I mean, like, whether or not you believe in ghosts, as I said, like, I think because something so major happened there where so many people died in a really bloody way, just like, there's just this kind of negative energy in the ground, like the blood is like seeped into there, the bones are there, it is just like there is a presence. And there is stories of people who have been there on misty days and have seen horsemen, people holding axes and swords and spears and stuff. It's just a creepy place and eerie. And it's truly a sad place as well. There's a definite feeling of sadness there of a lot of the men who died there, a lot of young men, a lot of the Highlanders. As I say, the Highland life changed forever there on after. It was brutal, it was bloody, and it was just a really ugly, ugly event in history. Culloden Moor is definitely up there with one of the most creepy, spooky places in Scotland. Go there and have a look. It is awesome. If you're in Scotland, you need to go there and have a look. I have talked about this very thing in various vlogs. I've made a bit of a series about it, and I'm going to put a link to that down below. But I've been discussing with viewers that the potential that I had some kind of Culloden curse for picking Heather off the moor. Go and watch that series after this, and that will explain some of those things. Okay, so I had to talk about the Banshee Labyrinth pub in Edinburgh for this haunted special Halloween episode. The Banshee Labyrinth in Scotland, in Edinburgh, is known as the most haunted pub in Scotland. The Banshee Labyrinth is actually based...
Did he say the Banshee Labyrinth? Very interesting. I can't wait to hear about this one.
in some of the Edinburgh underground vaults that we've just talked about, right? So once you go into the Banshee Labyrinth, some of the chambers go right into the back and then down underground. It's one of those pubs that's got lots of nooks and crannies, and it's all these underground vaults, right? It's a cool place. I really like the bar. In fact, it's probably one of my favourite bars in Edinburgh. So the famous Banshee Labyrinth story is the fact that when they were renovating it, when they were digging it out to make the place safe and secure to become a pub, in the deepest, darkest vault, when they were digging it out, a workman saw a lady, right, in the corner with her hands over her face crying, and she was dressed in old-fashioned long robes. When he asked her what was wrong, she removed her hands and he saw this old cracked face with cracked teeth, and the woman let out a scream, a blood-curdling scream that made him pass out with fear. When he came to, all the workmen bolted out of the place, right, and that is when the workman received a call that one of his family members had died. A banshee, by the way, if you didn't know, is a figure of Irish mythology that forewarns you of family member's death. So that is why the pub actually got its name, the Banshee Labyrinth, because of this workman who saw this lady and is said to have haunted the place ever since. But there's a couple of other stories as well. Molly, for example, a 6-year-old girl called Molly who went missing in 1841. They found her body in the brickwork of an old chimney place there, and Molly is said to haunt the place. There's also Old Jock, right? Jock, a good Scottish name. Old Jock, though, is a bit of a torment, right? And he haunts the ladies' bathroom only in the Banshee Labyrinth. He slams doors, especially when people go in there alone, right? And I'm not kidding you, this actually happened to Tekka, my other half. She was in the Banshee Labyrinth toilet on her own, and she swears blind she was in there, and the taps in the sink literally came on and off right before her eyes as she was in there. She left the place spooked. Again, she is somebody who doesn't necessarily believe in ghosts, totally or not, but that actually happened to her. And when she came out, I laughed because I knew all about Old Jock, and I told her the story, and she got freaked out after that. Old Jock. But then there's also Rosie, who's said to be a prostitute ghost who hangs about in there. You know what? It's just a spooky place. And if you're in Edinburgh, I recommend going for a pint at the Banshee Labyrinth and just use your imagination, get yourself lost in the chambers. There's even a cinema in the place that runs all the time and plays old-fashioned movies. And you know what, guys? That is the end of my list of the most haunted places I have been to in Scotland. There are a lot more haunted places in Scotland, and I have yet to explore them all. But I do like haunted paranormal stuff. Whether or not I truly believe in it or not, I like it. I like that kind of genre of topic. It's interesting, and as I say, in Scotland we are storytellers, and we have a lot of paranormal stuff in Scotland to talk about. A lot of stories, a lot of history with that type of stuff. It's part of our culture, to be honest with you, and I will be exploring that in the vlog at some point. Anyway guys, listen, thank you so much everybody for watching. I would highly appreciate if you might consider supporting my content through patreon.com. You can do so from as little as $1 a month, and all that money goes towards helping me produce this content. So thank you to everybody who's involved with that. And that's
I wanted to make sure to subscribe to him, but I couldn't find the subscribe button. I'll do it after. So what did you like those? So what do you like about all those places? Ooh, that makes me want to go to Scotland so bad. I want to go. I'm not kidding you. That is one of my go-to dream places is Scotland. I want to go to Scotland so bad. I also want to go to Egypt. Okay, I want to go to Scotland more, but I used to want to go to Egypt all the time. Yeah, especially you know what? See, the thing is, I live in Connecticut. The most places I investigated were houses in Connecticut. I've done houses out of the state too, but I never really went to any haunted places. Does that make sense to you? Like I never really did that. I mean, a couple local things in my area, like Lambton Quarter Cemetery or the Green Lady, things like that. Like I have gone to a couple different places, but I really haven't. That's so weird. It's my goal. I just haven't done it yet, and maybe it's because I don't know. I just don't really know where any of them are. I guess I can research it. All right, yeah. So I was going to tell you about the Egypt. I've always wanted to go to Egypt. Egypt is beautiful and fascinating to me. I love watching everything to do with Egypt. Okay. So a few years ago, my sister was going over to Egypt, and they offered to pay for me to go there for free. Plane fare, hotel, paid to go to the sightseeing, to go see the pyramids, paid for everything, the museums, everything. I was too afraid to fly the planes. I was too afraid. I was afraid to travel, afraid to go to a different country where I didn't speak their language. I was terrified. I really wanted to go, but I was scared. And it was a good thing I didn't. The day after she had left to come back here temporarily to go back again, to Saudi Arabia, there was a bombing. She went from one hotel to another one, and there was a bombing at that hotel right after she left. And it wasn't like Egypt was at war at that time, like a civil war, something going on because of politics or whatever. But anyways, yeah, she was there during it, and literally the day after she left, boom, there was a bomb. So I'm glad I didn't go, and I'm glad she left just in time when she did. Oh, I know. I seen the photos. They're riding on camels. They weren't allowed to take pictures inside the museums and stuff like that, but I seen all this stuff on the outside. And they were taking all these pictures. Actually, the sister refused to go into some of the places because I wasn't there, and she said she's going to wait until I got to go with her. I'm like, aw, that was dumb. I would have went without you. I'm sorry. I love you. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. But she did. Even her husband's like, she would not go into these places. I offer to pay for it. She won't go unless her sister's with her. I'm like, oh, she loves me. But they're divorced now, so I'll never get to go. But anyways. And I chickened out the first time. And I had to get a passport and everything too. And they were going to let me get my passport, but I was scared. I was scared. So my next bet is Scotland. So, and I don't think too many people speak Gaelic anymore, so I might be safe. Hopefully they all have an accent like Nessie. I love Nessie's accent. Even though hers is a mix. Hers is a mixed accent. And they don't get dark until 10 o'clock at night. That still boggles my mind. That boggles my mind. I don't know. So anyways, Do you guys have any places that remind you of any places that were haunted that was around the area? If not, we'll probably cut it for tonight. I want to do some more research on the next live I'm going to do. I'm hoping that I'll have it prepared by tomorrow. Let's knock on wood. Depends how tired I get tonight, so I can finish getting some last minute stuff together. Because what I really want to do is, how do you do this? Oh, listen, I just made this enlarged. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I get out of that? Okay. There's a way to flip this, and I'm not sure how. Nope. I enlarged it again. Escape. All right. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm still trying to find a couple more things on for tomorrow, if I can get it on time. So I'm hoping, knock on wood, if that will be able to get it done. I really, really, really want to do this one on what do you call it? On near-death experiences. I think that would be interesting. Honestly, though, I'm still looking for ideas what to do next. That's okay, Jane Marie. We're looking at some haunted castles and different things. I think the first video was like the 15 most haunted castles in the world, and this one was haunted places around Scotland. But I really want to do the next one on near-death experiences. To me, that's very interesting. And I think if we learn about other people's experiences about their near-death, to us, when it comes time for us to cross over, the more knowledge we have, I think the less frightened maybe we'll be. I'm hoping anyways. Hi, monkey ass. You just woke up. Would you take a long nap? I'm getting ready to go to bed soon. I got work in the morning. Where is it that you're from? I forgot, monkey. I forgot where you're from. Here it's going on 11. It's going on 11. I can't believe you just woke up. That's so funny to me. Is it hot as hell where you are too? That's gonna make you want to sleep. I so bad after I stopped my other live that I wanted to take a nap. Ooh boy, I had to fight like anything not to fall asleep. I'm sitting there on a couch like, nope, wake up, wake up. I have a theory about the universe and energy. I saw new photos of Jupiter today, and I have a theory about that too, but I'll write it in Discord tomorrow. It's a lot. Ooh, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. So you know how they have the, I know it's off topic. So you know how they have Mars, and we just seen those photos, and they show there how there used to be water there. So I think, I don't know if Mars is one of them, but I think Earth used to be a bigger planet at one time. Actually, I think somebody said they proved it or something. I don't really remember. And I'm always wonder if Mars is so small, if it was also a part of a planet, or maybe even part of Earth, like billions and billions of years ago, that broke off from each other and ended up whatever. Because if there's proof that there used to be water on Mars, you can see it in the pictures where there used to be water. I'm wondering if it was part of a bigger planet somewhere. Oh, you've watched some about near-death experiences. Isn't it very interesting? Isn't it very interesting? I've gone on lengthy discussions with people about it, like how they've seen different people from their culture, their gods or their deities, and I think I've explained this before, that they said, how can you believe in this one when I know for a fact I've seen like the Virgin Mary or whatever that is. I'm like, of course you did. So, and why is it in that country and the other side of the world would see their deity and we would see a different deity from our culture? We're all correct. None of us is wrong. It's the version that we see, the version we want to see of them. So when they appear to us, it's what we recognize, and that's not going to be fearful. It's God. They can appear to any way they want. Anything that's not going to frighten us, right? Yes, I seen that one. Um, that's very cool. I watched a couple of them. Did they ever have one of him growing up? Because I always wondered in the back of my head, Jane. All right, so just in case anybody comes back and listens to this but doesn't read the chat, I'll read what Jane Marie said. She says, if you watch a show where the kids remember their past lives, there is an episode where kid remembers living on Mars. It's pretty cool. Yes. So, yes, I seen that one. I know exactly what the boy you're talking about. I wonder what he would say now that he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very cool. I think it's very cool. I have a couple of people that believe that we all come from different star systems, and it's our soul that travels around to learn different experiences. Which, hey, it's a possibility. Who knows? Who knows? I really think those are interesting too. I've seen a lot of them when people remember their past lives and they're insistent, and their families bring them and they actually know them. We'll have to do one on past lives too. We'll do near death and then past life ones. I'll just try to find one that's not too sappy because there's a few of those stories I end up crying. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I get deja vu a lot in times in life. Yep, absolutely. So my daughter Amy, who was just in here, and I think we talked about it before with her in the room, that she knows that she was in not the Civil War. I almost said Civil War. World War II. She knows she was World War II. And I can't remember if she said she thought she was one of the soldiers that did back because she cries every time she hears about it. She says, I know I was a part of that time. And I was like, well, were you one of the bad people or the good people? I don't remember. I think she said bad. I don't remember. And asked me why she feels so bad about it now. I forgot. We'll have to ask her again when we do it. Yeah, they're very interesting. I have deja vu a lot of times too. It's almost like um yeah, like you experienced it before. That has happened with simple things in life that's happened to me. Not only that, like I know places I've been there before and it makes no sense. Like I know for a fact I've been there, but um or it's deja vu is almost like, well, this is not really deja vu, but this is a little bit different. So you know how you have dreams, some people have dreams that come true. Sometimes my dreams come true years later, and at the time they make no complete sense to me. And I'm like, and I'll repeat the dream. I had this wacky dream that blah blah blah, and then like 10 years later, this has happened many times. Um, I'll be there and I'll be like, deja vu will hit me, and I'm like, I dreamt this. So I wonder if some of it is that we might interpret in our dreams, and then we remember years down the road when it happens, like our soul knows what's going to happen. My daughter believes in a theory that stuff happens to our planet all the time and we die and don't remember. We just pick up where we left off, like a matrix, explains Mandela's deja vu and dreams. Yeah, my daughter believes in that stuff too, actually. I think it's all the stuff that they watch now. But yeah, my daughter says the same thing. For a few years ago, she was really big into the Mandela effect and all that stuff. And conspiracy theories, all the ones she would watch. Like, how can nothing ever hit our planet? Exactly, yes. I really do think our planet was hit, though, before. I really think our planet was bigger. That's just my thought. I think we're like half the size that we used to be. I don't remember why I think that, but there is a reason. Yeah, that's happened to a lot of us. Yeah, we always got comments coming towards Earth, and it always scares the crap out of me. I'm always worried it's the one. I don't want to be when I'm alive that one, unless it's instant. I also want to do one on like UFOs one time, all the weird stuff, all the weird stuff. I like it. I Well, I've seen UFOs. I dreamt of an alien. At least I hope it was a dream. Yes, exactly, Cinnamon. She says it's a trip when you have some strange imagination things, so you hold on to that moment, and then later it happens. Absolutely, yes. Yep. Oh, thank you. You have a good night, Sharon, honey. Oh no, she's sick. Oh, that's why she's been quiet. I hope she's feeling okay. Oh, I guarantee you it's stress. Stress is wearing her down and making her sick. Yeah, exactly. I'll call them deja vu's. I know. So does it look funny on camera when I'm like this the whole time? Yo, I'm blind as a bat. I'm not kidding you. I really think it's my diabetes because it'll kind of change like this really quick. And probably straining my eyes, not wearing glasses. I could just hold my phone, right? So it's because the chat on here is still not working. Damn chat. Damn restream. So anyways, I'll probably let you guys go for tonight. So really, like, email me, message me, text me, whatever. Oh, my number's not scrolling on the bottom of this one. I still got to do a few things on here. But anyways, get a hold of me and let me know, you guys, on some ideas on different paranormal. Because paranormal is not just ghosts. You know what I'm saying? The paranormal is a large array of anything that's unknown. That's a paranormal, paranormal experience that some may or may not believe. But who are we to judge? We don't know. Just because we haven't experienced it, we're seeing ourselves doesn't make it real. Good night, Glam Chick Honey. I hope your sister's feeling better, and I hope you're doing okay too. I'm sure you must feel a lot better knowing that your sister's home. And if you ever need to talk, please get a hold of me. All right, I hope you guys have a beautiful night. And I'm going to try to prepare for tomorrow. So knock on wood that I'll get my stuff together and we can have a good conversation. If you guys have stories you want to share or if you find something interesting, share it with me. Let me know if you find a good video or you have a story to share. Let me know. Let me know that we can have it on here, and then we'll have an open panel afterwards, and you guys can come up and we can just chit chat, or we can just chit chat when we're done. We've done that before too. Just really literally got off subject and just started randomly talking. That's okay. We did our live. I hope you guys have a beautiful night. Now I gotta remember how to end this stream again. Have a good night, you guys.